Welcome to your next lesson on announcing your engagement. In this lesson, we will cover when to announce your engagement, where to announce it, what to write and details to include, and etiquette for acknowledging family members. So, let's begin. When to announce your engagement. It's best practice to let your immediate family, parents, siblings, and grandparents, and closest friends know about your recent engagement before you let the rest of the world know. But how do you go about doing that without shouting it from the rooftop? Where to announce your engagement? By phone, social media, your local newspaper, an electronic announcement, and an announcement by mail. By phone. If you're not able to announce your engagement to your parents in person, they should be the first to be told by phone. If you feel someone would be offended if they found out any other way than by a phone call, you should definitely call them. Social media. By Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat. Now let's go over some of the details you'll want to include if you're announcing your engagement in the newspaper. You'll want to start off with the bride's parents, the bride's parents' city and state, the bride's name and age being optional, the bride's schools, degrees, organizations, current employer, and occupation, the groom's name and age, again optional, the groom's parents' city and state, the groom's schools, degrees, organizations, current employer, and occupation, and the month and year of the expected wedding and venue if known at the time. So now, if you're choosing to put an announcement in the newspaper, let's go over some etiquette for acknowledging your parents. If a parent is deceased, you would write, if your parents are divorced, you may write, to acknowledge remarried parents, you would write, now, if you choose to use email to announce your engagement, you'll want to remember if there are family, friends, or colleagues that you do not see often but do communicate regularly with by email, then consider drafting an email letting them know about your engagement. Be sure to include details about how he or she proposed, where, and any special details. You could also include a few photos of the both of you and the ring. If you intend to invite them to the wedding, you can also share your website information if you've already created one, which will let them know all the planned details so far. You can also ask them to reply back with their mailing address if you plan to mail your invitations. If you choose to announce your engagement by mail, remember that if you've already decided on a date, sending a save the date can serve as your announcement. In wrapping up this lesson, there are a few tips to keep in consideration. It is okay to announce your engagement on social media. You don't have to put an ad in the newspaper if you don't want to. Make sure you tell your parents first and preferably in person. And if you think someone will be offended you didn't call to tell them, make sure you call them to avoid any negative feelings.